All right, guys, so this topic today is about Obeah. It's an interesting topic, right? But I chuckled and I am still chuckling because I really wanted to just ask you, what do you think? What are your thoughts about Obeahism? I grew up in a very, very remote section of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica. And our neighbors were few. We have Uncle Charlie, we have Miss Monica, we have Miss Louise. Right. We had three neighbors in that area where you could just step out and call and one of them can hear you. We had Marcellus at the other hill, but Marcellus was not, if you call him, probably wouldn't even hear you. But and we grew up in those kind of dark times when you hear people like at night, if we go on the road at night to go, like we go to some shop or something and we're coming back, we always have to go in a group. And if we see the cars coming, we always hide. We know what the cars, so we can them used to talk about Black Heart and stuff like those. What I wasn't exposed to, I'd never heard my grandmother. I've never seen her leave the house. She used to tell us a story about a woman who had some sons. And they plant a pumpkin patch there, and as soon as the pumpkin start coming, pumpkin them start go missing. Every time the pumpkin them ready and she would want them for go market, the pumpkin them missing. Somebody come take her reap the pumpkin them. She couldn't she couldn't get a chance to sell a pumpkin and to make $1 off it. So when the last pumpkin was left, because she kept asking the kids if they know anything, and everybody was saying no. And then one morning she got up when the last pumpkin was left, and somebody stole the pumpkin. She got up the morning and she asked them 3 times, I don't know anything about the pumpkin. Tell me now. And everybody said, no, mama. Say, if I want to take the pumpkin, them tell me. No, mama, no, we take the pumpkin. And she asked the 3rd time, and then she left the morning and went away. And when she went away, on her way back home, she didn't tell nobody where she went, but when her way back home, the kids them, I could tell her, mama, something happened to big brother. From 12 o'clock, him just a rub him nose, and him can. When mama come, mama said to him, son, I asked her this morning if you detect the pumpkin, and you say no. Are you detect the pumpkin? And say, yes, mama. Say, too late, all right? Because when mama claimed what granny claimed say happened, my granny said she claimed it, is that the woman went to somebody, some Obeah man or something, and them sent a fly. The fly went and hit the guy upon his nose. So she said, in our times, we're talking about in the 60s, she said when you go to, I think it was Magati Market or Ipswich down there somewhere, you could see the man have no nose. All I'm nose gone, you're looking straight up into the man's head. I don't know if it was true. I don't know. Because I wondered sometimes, like when they tell you those stories, if it was just to keep you on the right track, to keep you from lying or stealing things and or to stay in the house. The duppy stories would scare the bejesus out of you. The duppy story that make you didn't want to even go to the kitchen. And Granny used to feel like her therapy for not to stop being afraid, because my granny would walk. She went to support everybody who had somebody died. She would bring coffee, because we had coffee, a lot of coffee, and she would bring her coffee and what have you, and she'd go there and help bathe the dead, do all of them kind of stuff. In the night, you sit down there, sing a chant. Little pitness sit down there with them a chant until time to go home. You buck, you're dead for sleep. You sleep and walk through the little pathway, you come home. And then you have to get up to school. But and Granny was never afraid. She tell us one night that she coming down from up my aunt at a shop, and Granny me used to stop my uncle at the other end. So Granny would go up to Auntie, and on her way down, now she pick me up, and we go home. So in the night, it's dark, and it's in the country, so it's darker. And she come and she said, you know, so when I come, I saw one light, one something that roll down the hill I come, and me just gone and me I go. So I don't know if it was true, those things, but I've never seen it, I've never experienced it. But let's talk about the Obeahism. Because one of the things I want us to kind of think about is Obeahism. Isn't it just people messing with your mind? Isn't it a fact that when you go to Obeah, they never talk to you about anything positive? It just seems like Obeahism, it deals with the negatives. Because people who get, oh, that Obeah man, then give me big foot, and then give me this, and then give me that. That it just seems like the Obeah man, they have never said, oh, your neighbor is a good set of people. Da 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 da. It just seemed like in all of the videos that you watch talking about Obeahism, it's like they start off, they don't like you, they begrudge you. I was on TikTok yesterday, and a psychic came approached, you know, and so you're liking people or you're following people, you don't know who they are. And the psychic says, well, you know, I came to your channel and my spirit, something connected with you, and the person is a psychic, and they're saying, you know. So I responded saying blessings. And then the response was, you know, there's so much hatred, and so many people grudge you and stuff like that. And I responded and I said, well, nobody can be grudging me because I don't believe in that. I believe in positives. I believe it. So I gave her a whole thing, like 3 notes on positivity. And so again, if we live in communities and other people are striving, why would think people are going to hate us so much too? We are the only one. I am the only person that they're going to Obeah. And yet, and my kids are the only ones they're going to Obeah. And everybody has children around you are prospering. So I keep saying I was home one year and there was a conversation from a guy, you know, who was saying something, and I don't know how to make these things make sense or not. In my head, I just feel like if you feel like somebody did something to you, then something is going to be wrong with you. Because now you're going to everything you touch that didn't work out, even though you didn't make the effort to make it work, you're going to think somebody did something to you. Do you remember the years gone by when people would come out and said, oh, duppy, they stole them house last night, and people are get freed in them place, and no one staying in them house, and all of that? Have you ever stopped to think that if you throw a thing of ice on somebody's house top and it makes that big old sound, or you throw a lot of ice up there and it sounds like somebody's throwing stone on your house top, and in the morning you get up, you don't see one stone around the place, have you ever thought that ice would have been melted in the morning when you wake up? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about these people who claim that they have power and them working Obeah and them giving people God ring and whatnot? But God ring, when you mess with people and they come after you, God ring can't save you. I remember when farm workers in the early 60s they would come up here. I had an uncle who used to do apple picking. And he never had a ring, but he would talk to us about the D. Lawrence thing, and everybody was getting fixed up by D. Lawrence. But what was D. Lawrence doing? D. Lawrence was getting rich. Because D. Lawrence is taking your money and laughing at you because the fake things that were given to you was not worth anything, because everything is in the mind. If people tell you that you're worthless or you're good for nothing, and you believe that you're worthless or you're good for nothing, you're going to live your life to be worthless and good for nothing. But if you go about your business and say words on the duck's back, it's like oil just rides off, and you go build, it's going to be changed. So just remember, guys, your minds, it's a powerful thing. If you tell yourself you're sick, then you're sick. If you tell yourself you can't do, then you're not going to be able to do. If you tell yourself that nobody will like me, then nobody's going to like you, because when they're liking you and doing the best for you, you cannot find a way to appreciate it and accept it. So let's be careful, guys, with what we put in our minds. Because the Obeah man them know that if they put negative in your head, you're going to run with it and believe it. And that's how you're going to keep going back to them. Because once you start believing the negatives, it's just going to keep tearing you down. Because every time you see, hatred is not a good thing. Hate eats away at you. You see somebody, you claim you hate them, you swell up yourself, and you puff up and you're gone on the other side, and you look for everything negative to talk about the person. Well, if you have a disagreement and you speak about it, it makes a huge difference. You don't have to be buddies, but you can be civil. Good morning, how are you? You're gone about your business. But when you hate and say, look at him, he could have, and you're quick to laugh at their downfall, and then that same thing come in your face. So let us be careful what we believe in, guys, what the things that we worship. If we say we love God and we know there's one God, there's one supreme being, there's only one who could blow breath in man and give us what we have today and put us where we are today, then let us be careful. When people come to you and say, yeah, them people are jealous of you, tell them it's okay, I'm good. There's nothing to be jealous about. Material things come and material things go. But anytime you start feeding into it, then that's how you get carried away. You take all your money and you got these people, and these people are using your money to live off. While you are there dying for hunger, can't pay your bills because you have to take it, go and give these people to live. So when you go some places and see where people like, you look at, there was a situation one time, and I was saying to myself, if people live in a community and they say, oh, them are Obeah man or them are this, and then when you look upon them walking on the street and you see them look so shabby and look so terrible, where in them space you can go and talk about you got Obeah man? If you look at the African movies and you see them with the blood and it's all a mind thing. They use stuff to scare you and use stuff to make you want to think that they can't do anything. Any healing with your neighbor, it has to come from you wanting to be the bigger person. Say, good morning, how are you today? But Obeah I know it's in the Bible, they did some kind of magic something. But again, remember, it's the eyes, the ears, and your brain. What you put in there is what stays in there. So let's not put thoughts in our heads like people hate we or people are doing something. I remember somebody had an ingrown nail, an ingrown toenail, big toe, and the nail cut in the skin. And it stood there and it was festering. Swell up, when you have ingrown nail and you're wearing the shoes and it squeezes on the side of the toe, the nail, and the nail is growing into the skin, and you still keep wearing shoes where your nail is squeezed into the skin. Eventually it's going to get infested. So when you look at that and you figure, oh, I grudge me, them I give me a big foot, them I give me this. It's a laugh out loud. Because all you're doing is hurting yourself more. So guys, listen. Be lifted up. Just come to Christ with clean hands and a pure heart. Come to Christ understanding that You don't need to grudge anybody for anything, because what they have, if you got it, you couldn't manage it. So you got to look at it, Don't look at what people have and think, oh, me should have it. Because if you had it, you couldn't manage it. Be satisfied with what you have, where you are, because that's the portion God gave you. So just manage it well, and let God say, so you manage it well. So the time will come when Him say, okay, my child, you're deserving of a little bit more. But don't sit there and doing things and then feeling bad. Sometimes when people die, some upstanding people in communities, and you hear about them, they said they were talking. Talking? What do you mean talking? Oh, they were talking before they died. They were talking about how much picnic them try to keep down, how much this, how much that. But it don't work, because kids get opportunities and them still gone about them business and gonna make them life. So a lot of people might have tried, but then sometimes when you look, because they're busy trying to hurt other people's kids, what happened to their kids? What happened to their kids? Their kids not come out to absolutely nothing. Because what them should be using to take care of them kids, them take it as spend it, give people, for foolishness. So when I heard that somebody shared with me that they had a store and the store wasn't doing so well, and they went to get support, and when come to realize that the person was telling them to throw the ice them, make ice, and throw it on the top of the somebody's shop. So that it would scare them, not scream, say, duppy, do it, or the Lawrence or whoever. And it would scare people, because you throw it up there, but when it come down, there's nothing to come. There's no stone. You hear stone drop on your house, but they look for the stone and there's no stone. So that's the ice trick, guys. They throw the ice up there, make up the noise. You swear a stone, but the ice melt out by the time you get up in the morning and I look. So my God, me hear what stone? No, man. This can't be. Can me hear the stone them, man? Me hear the stone them from the house outside. But when you go out there and look, no stone on it, because no stone was thrown on your house. So let us go, guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I had a cousin too, who, when Granny passed away, she came. We went and she was at the house helping. And because Granny, when she combed her hair, she had a little bag, and she says, don't throw away my hair. And she would put the dead hair in that bag. She kept them. She kept all her the dead hair. And she said when she died, to make a pillow with it and rest her head on it. So when we went, we saw her, and the whole of her foot, where her heel, the back of her foot, up the ankle, like she had a big sore on it. Like it was like a big sore with, white, just white, all the way up onto the back of her ankle there, all of that. So what happened? The sore foot them give me. I'd kill them, try to kill me, but something, and them get her foot. So when I hear it, right away I felt bad, because I said, why would they specify you? You're in an area and them never did this to this one, or you're this one, but you specifically. And so I'm saying to her, are you diabetic? Did you go to cousin, you can't stay in the darkness now. I'm Obeah me. And she just went on and on and on about the Obeah. And I was saying, my God, sometimes we need to understand that instead of sitting down and saying somebody did something to us, go check it out. Go see if there's something wrong. Sometimes you're diabetic and a little ant bites you, and it turns into a big thing, because you sit there and the ant bit you. You're not processing the sugar in your body, and the ant bit you. You scratch that bump and it becomes infected and becomes a bigger thing. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what your experiences are. But if you have other experiences, share with me in the comments. And your thoughts on Obeahism? Because in Jamaica now they've legalized it. We know that a lot of people are coming over from Haiti, and Haiti is noted for voodoo, and all of that mixed in the same pot, I think. And so, talk to me and tell me what you think. Is Obeahism real? Is it real, or is it just a mind thing where people they say things, and once they say it, it gets to your head, and you hold on to it for truth, and it becomes your demise? Talk to me. Tell me what you think. If you can be good, be careful, my people. Walk good, do good. And if in your neighborhood everyone is doing well, stop finding reasons to think that people doing you something. If everybody's trying and doing and building and moving along, then you know what? I would second guess the Obeah thing, because why would they allow, how come that man is doing well? How come they haven't done him anything? They allow him to do well, but they look at you who hardly have anything and not come to you, they Obeah you. The mind is a beautiful thing. Do not waste it on garbage. Make it a great day by choice, my people. Much love.